Hi and welcome to my Playhouse. And today we are still messing with this Lenovo X3650 Model 4. And I have gotten so many suggestions on how to fix this. None of it has done any difference whatsoever. So today we're gonna bake it in the oven. And I have gotten a lot of requests on not to do that and keep fixing it. But the truth is, you have only seen 20% of the time that I've spent on trying to get this up and running. And it's just not worth my time to use any more time on trying to fix this. So we're gonna bake it. It was either that or going directly to the trash. And I think it would be fun to bake it. If you saw my previous video, there was a section on I put text at the bottom because I had already recorded that about Lenovo's forum. I had posted a question on Lenovo's forum in the hopes of them actually getting back to me and trying to help me out with this. And that worked really well until Monday morning when Andy, the fearless Lenovo forum admin from hell, turned up at work and decided to delete my post because, well, he kind of said that it was self-promoting. I'm gonna put it over here, you can read it yourself. I have it right here to the side so I can remember what he said. So he removed it because of the link, but it was really the text. I had written that that I was a big YouTuber. I had put it like probably the biggest YouTuber on enterprise level server equipment. And well, that was probably too much for him because he didn't like that. And well, you can see that. And he ends the message by "Thank you in advance for understanding, regards." That's just the finger, isn't it? So I'm afraid that to all of you guys who have been posting me that Lenovo should really give me some special treatment, they are, but not in a good way. So of course I replied to Andy, and I replied this and asked if I could just edit the text, because we could remove that, it's no problem. I posted it because you guys in the comments suggested that I should go to Lenovo's forum and ask for their help. So I did that. I kind of replied back that I was a big Lenovo fan and that Lenovo had actually had me on their blog. And I kept a decent tone in the mail, not trying to get into any trouble whatsoever. And I told him exactly what I was gonna do. I had already recorded the video that you saw last Friday, so that was coming up either way. Already at that time I was ready to bake this because, well, it still doesn't work. So he replied back, and well, what I really read out of this was that he had deleted my post and he would not be able to restore it, and well, kind of just blaming the guidelines for that he could do this. And he's probably right, he could do this, probably. He wouldn't probably have to. And then he just ends it off again with, what does it say? "Thanks again for understanding, regards." I don't get angry easily, but well, this one did piss me off, so I wrote this one. And well, he deserved it. He is Andy the fearless Lenovo forum admin from hell. Can't help it, sorry. Community guidelines on my channel. That one was what he got. And I've actually always written some nice stuff about Lenovo, and I really don't believe that I deserve that kind of a treatment. Even if I was self-promoting my channel too much, it would have been okay for him to write me and said, "We don't like what you have written, could you alter that?" Instead of just deleting it. Well, I'm definitely getting special treatment from Lenovo's forum. They hate me. So, but back to the server. even after my second video, I'm still getting a lot of suggestions on what I should do. Most of them are repeating things that you would have seen me do if you watched both of the videos. So a lot of people hasn't watched both of the videos and suggests the same thing. So too bad. But I would like to show you something that I figured out. So let's get into that. Okay, I would like to show you how this boots up. So I'm gonna power it on. It's gonna take a little bit before anything interesting happens. Anyway, up here is an LED that blinks. I do believe that it's supposed to do that. And down here is another LED that blinks. And this is the IMM heartbeat LED. And that blinks as long as the data for the IMM is loading. This LED never stops blinking. It never comes out and says that it's done loading the IMM. And now we're turning it off again because I'm yelling. So that little heartbeat LED for the IMM says that the IMM is never loaded correctly. So, but we're gonna take it out and we're gonna try and bake it. So I will remove power. There. And then we'll take out the RAM. I had this 1/3 full of RAM. I had tried without any RAM, or just one RAM. I did also try without RAM and without CPUs. That of course did not work, but well, I tried it. So out with the RAM, and we'll take this heat sinks off as well. And I'll take this apart. I've already shown this in 2 videos. It really can't keep being exciting. Okay, so now we have the system board here in the kitchen. And whoa, there's a lot of components on this, and there are some really heavy ones as well. I'm not giving this much of a chance, but it's on the way to the trash, so we might as well try it. It's gonna be a try. I think there is a 2% chance of this actually working, and there's a 95% chance of me just ruining everything. All these RAM slots, plastic. Are we so lucky that that plastic is heat resistant up to the temperature where the soldering tin is liquid? We will test that. I got a good suggestion that I was supposed to measure what the temperature of this solder, how hot it needed to be to melt. So I brought up my soldering iron. It has just like a slide that you turn around, and there is a temperature on there. It goes from 150 degrees to 450 degrees. 450 degrees, then the oven is not gonna be good. I just tested my oven that is right here over there, and it just happens that this system board fits in there. It's really big, so it only fits one way. If I try and put it in the wrong way, I will not be able to close the lid. So, but I have to take some things off here. I'll take off all the plastic things that I know is not gonna work, and I'll find the melting point of the solder on here, and then I'll try the soldering iron on some of the plastic and see how that behaves. So let's go closer. We can definitely start by taking off the battery here. That's not gonna be a good idea. This one comes off as well, these small plastic things. I think we'll try and find the melting point first of the solder, and then afterwards we will see if the plastic melts. I had found a good point here somewhere where I wanted to test this. Yeah, we have some right there. I'm gonna zoom in on that. I'm gonna try and put heat on one of these big ones. See if I can get that to melt. this is only 150 degrees, so my best guess is that that's not gonna cut it. I think I'll increase it, and I'll get some solder from the basement. Okay, I just tested with some of my solder from the basement. Oh, and I have turned the soldering iron up to 175 degrees. So let's see if this melts. It barely melts my solder. And no, 175 degrees is not enough. There is nobody says that it's the same solder on this system board. Then, well, my trusty old roll of soldering tin here. So we will have to increase that with a little bit. I'm gonna try about 200 degrees, and it's heating up. I'm gonna adjust it just a tad down. When it's blinking, it's turning the soldering iron on and off. That means that it has reached the 200 degrees. And now it melts this tin without much difficulty. So let's see about the tin in here. It's still not melting. Oh, I definitely got it here, but I'm at 300 degrees to melt this, and it's just melted for a little bit. That big one might be a big, the surface underneath that might be too big. So I'll try and decrease it again and see if I can find a smaller place. And I was hoping something like 250 degrees Celsius. I'm not having much luck. It seems that the temperature has to be very high. This is 250 degrees, and well, I can make a little mark in the soldering, but it's not really flowing or anything, so that's a problem. So somewhere between 250 and 300. Yikes. Let's try 275. Okay, while I've been testing the soldering iron, I've been removing smaller heat sinks from the system board, because, well, this one was in place over here with some fasteners, and these kind of tie down to these little loops, and if the solder actually melts, these little loops would just pop out of there, so that wouldn't be a good thing. I think I have to go with about 275 degrees, which is a lot, and I am gonna get into some trouble because this plastic does not seem to be heat resistant that far up. It melts when I put the soldering iron on it. I don't know. I tried to see if I could desolder this. It didn't go good. I think they might have glued it on as well. The small jumpers are also not heat resistant up to that degrees. These other sockets, they're way better. So that should be good. This one is okay. The RAM slots, yeah, I hope. I'm not sure. Yeah, good thing that it's trash. But I'm gonna take the jumpers off. I'll just ask you where they were. Okay, this is the setup. I put it in one of those weird holy grill things, and I tried to center the system board in the middle. This end is gonna stick out, so actually the system board is gonna go this way into the oven, and this part will be out here, and I should be able to close the oven if I do it this way. Otherwise it's not gonna be great. I put it on silver paper here in the corners where there is no components on the bottom of the board, And in the middle I have it leaning on the sockets on the back side. There is a metal plate there, so that's a good thing. Right now I'm waiting for the oven to get up to 200 degrees, and I'll put the board in and I'll preheat it up to 200, and then we'll heat it up to 250 and let it bake there for a little bit. Okay, the oven just hit 200 degrees, so let's put this in. Someone was joking a bit about me being the Swedish chef in the Muppets. I found that very amusing. I hope this closes. Yeah, it does. So I'll give it some time. Oh, this is so stupid. Okay, here it is, heating up, hopefully. I'll give it 10 minutes to heat up, and then we'll increase the temperature. Right now it's at, I hope, 200 degrees. I don't expect this oven to be precise down to the last degrees, even though it's a Bosch. Okay, I can see that this is not gonna work because all these memory slots, they are bending, and that's not a good sign, and they're melting in here. So we can turn this down. It's a no-go. And the battery holder in here, that has melted too. So yeah, it's absolutely ruined. Oh, it doesn't smell good either. So yeah, we knew this was gonna happen. Kind of. Really weird. Some of it looks okay. All the labels has bended up in weird ways, so that's not good either. Apparently 250 degrees was too much for this. A lot of the connections are okay. This one, no damage whatsoever. This one is okay. All the memory slots are okay. It's just the plastic holders for holding the memory in place that has melted. And the capacitors, well, they're not, doesn't look like they are happy either. So, well, let's see it when it's cooled down. Okay, we can see some of the damage now. I would like to remind everybody that we were doing this. It was trash. It's still trash. So don't go up in panic. A lot of these connections are great. No problems whatsoever. Even these smaller ones, heat resistant. All of the memory sockets are okay. The plastic thingy here to lock the memory in place, well, that was not heat resistant, so that's kind of sucks. The battery holder, definitely not heat resistant. It looks really bad. This USB thing down here, it's kind of a locking mechanism that prevents you from taking out the USB stick when you lock that in place. Definitely not heat resistant. This one over here, the USB stick, that has changed color. That looks weird. This connection, no problem whatsoever. The capacitors here, they look bowed, all of them, so they didn't like that. So what else do we have? There's not a lot of damage over here. That kind of looks okay. I think we can try this. I think we will be able to press in a memory block, maybe a cheaper one. I put it a small CPU and just install the board. The capacitors, they are kind of broken, but it would be fun to see it if it still works, or if it still works as much as it did before. Bottom of the board, I haven't been able to find anything wrong on this side, so everything looks good down here. Nothing has shifted or moved, or, well, nothing. don't think there is any reason to put on a lot of all this stuff, but well, it's gonna be pretty hard to get any RAM into this. Okay, we have the system board in here again, and it's the right system board. I only have one where the battery holders look like this, and it should be good. I put in the 2603, the very low end CPU, and I crammed in 8 gigabytes of memory right here. I hope it's down there. It should be. Feels good, so it's probably has an okay connection down there. So let's turn this on and see what happens. Still light, still blinks. IMM, heartbeat, more LEDs, fans turns on. And the server still works. These are my good CPUs. Has nothing to do with that. So I'll let it run for a little bit. Yeah, this is it's exactly the same, just a bit more melted. So yeah, let's just turn this off. It's just as wasted as it was before. And before everybody goes haywire on me destroying a perfectly good server and motherboard and you should just have tested this and that, I've used 4 days trying to solve this, and I would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. This is the Lenovo X3650 Model 4, a new one. This was generously donated from an anonymous donor, so this one is gonna take the place from the one that we have out there, and I'm gonna start moving stuff over into this one. This one has the absolutely minimum configuration inside. We could just have a peek now that we have it, and it's not gonna go into the oven, not right away anyway. Actually, I think we tried that. It has one CPU, it has one block of memory, and it has everything else. So, well, cool. This project didn't go well. I would like to add that I've been working with IBM/Lenovo servers for 10 years. I have managed 300 plus servers, and this is the first bad system board I have ever had. I've had a lot of bad system boards. They have never been on a Lenovo/IBM server. I have exchanged a lot of things in IBM/Lenovo servers. RAM goes bad, hard drives go bad all the time. I've done multiple videos with bad hard drives. I have never had a broken system board before. I've never had a bad fan either. Well, I had a bad fan on my own server down here, but we solved that. We found the problem, and it wasn't really the fan's fault. Well, kind of, maybe ish. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye. Foam admins, not a real admin anyway, huh?